Hello drama lovers, welcome back to this channel. There are times when life doesn't allow us to choose. Times when everything feels out of control. And when that happens, all that's left is silence, and a prayer that everything will be okay. Today, we're not talking about a new drama project. Not a scandal that shakes the industry. But something far more real, about two actors who have accompanied our nights for so long, through the screen, through the roles that made us laugh, cry, and fall in love. They are Shu Kai and Tan Songyun. But it's not their fictional characters we're going to talk about today. This is about a real story. Something they never said out loud, but the whole world knows, because their silence speaks louder than words. It all began with a piece of news that left the world speechless. In the past few weeks, Tan Songyun's name started trending again. But not because of her new drama. Not because of a brand deal. But because she suddenly disappeared. No social media updates. No public appearances. Even scheduled interviews were cancelled without explanation. Shu Kai appeared different too. The cheerful, vibrant face we all know now looked weary. He still worked, still attended filming and promos. But behind his gaze, something was missing. Something he couldn't completely hide. Speculations started to spread. Did they have a fight? Was their relationship going through something? But the answer was much deeper than that. On May 3, 2025, at around 11:45 p.m. Beijing time, a black car stopped at the back entrance of Rinai Hospital, one of the most private medical centers in the city. A man stepped out first. Wearing a hat and mask, he looked nervous. It was Shu Kai. Moments later, the other door opened. A woman slowly stepped out, supported gently by Shu Kai. Her face was covered, her body slightly hunched. It was Tan Songyun. They entered through the VIP patient entrance, silently. No cameras. No crowds. But from across the building, someone captured the moment from afar. Not with the intention to share it, but eventually, it spread. And hours later, the world began to buzz. According to insider sources from the hospital, Tan Songyun was rushed to the emergency room due to pregnancy complications. Her pregnancy was still very early, but the stress from work and her emotional strain had worsened her condition. Shu Kai didn't leave her side for a second. He didn't sleep. He didn't eat. He just sat outside the treatment room, tightly holding a small notebook, believed to be her pregnancy journal. Hospital staff said he occasionally stood up, walked to the window, and sat down again. His eyes were empty, as if time had stopped that night. One nurse later wrote on her private account, "I can't say much. But I know, when a man stares into a treatment room with swollen eyes, without yelling, without complaining, just holding his wife's hand, that's love in its quietest form." The next morning, Tan Songyun was moved to a regular recovery room. Her condition was stabilized. But the baby couldn't be saved. They lost the child they had been quietly keeping safe for nearly 2 months. There was no announcement. No press release. Shu Kai only wrote a single sentence on his account and deleted it 10 minutes later. "Sorry, we never got to say hello." That one sentence broke thousands of hearts. Fans, media, even fellow celebrities, everyone was shocked. Most didn't even know she was pregnant. And now the loss came without warning. Social media comment sections were filled with messages of support. "Not every wound needs to be announced. But we're praying for you. Songyun, you fought so hard. Shu Kai, thank you for standing by her. Your silence says more than 1,000 press conferences." Shu Kai disappeared from the public eye for a week. He withdrew, rejecting all event invitations. Meanwhile, Songyun recovered in private, protected closely by family and her team. Days passed slowly. But in the silence, they were not alone. Fans sent flowers to the hospital, not as a public show of support, but something more personal. Many included short notes. "For the wounds no one sees, may healing come soon." Shu Kai was eventually spotted at a quiet park in Hangzhou, sitting alone, reading a book. No cameras. No makeup. Just a man, trying to make peace with grief. A few days later, Songyun was seen on the balcony of her house, wearing an oversized sweater, holding a cup of tea. She gave a faint smile to a neighbor who waved. A smile not full, but enough to say, "I'm still here." By mid-May, Shu Kai and Tan Songyun finally appeared together. Not at a gala, not on a red carpet, but outside a small, private therapy clinic. They came holding hands, not avoiding cameras, but not looking for them either. It was their first public appearance after the tragedy, and by the way they walked, no explanation was needed. They weren't pretending the pain wasn't there. They weren't trying to act strong. But they were there, together. Hello drama lovers, this story doesn't have a fairy tale happy ending. But it is real. It's about a kind of love that doesn't seek attention, but becomes even stronger in silence. Shu Kai and Tan Songyun may have lost something very precious. But they didn't lose each other. They stayed. They held on. And maybe that's enough for now. They taught us that not all losses need to be shared. Not all pain has to be explained. Sometimes, silence is enough. Because in that silence, there's a hug. There's a prayer. And there's love. Drama lovers, of all the stories we've talked about, this one may be the quietest. But perhaps, the most touching. What do you think? Is true love best seen in moments when we can do nothing but stay? Have you also experienced a loss you couldn't talk about, and had to carry alone in silence? Write your thoughts in the comments. And if this story touched your heart, share it with someone who might also be quietly fighting their own battles. See you in the next video. And as always, guard your heart. Keep your hope.